Alright, here we go. Got a roulette battle. It's a new thing that some of my buddies and I have been doing. You pick random numbers from your boxes and use those pokes in order. And it's pretty fun because there's no seriouses next to it, and you get to use a lot of random junk, and it makes a lot of fun. Anyway, I bring in men solely for the intimidate, and unfortunately for me, he swordsed, and that wasn't very good. So I go to this dude, and figure I may as well set up toxic spikes as it's roulette. That'll really help me get some damage in theory. Anyway, he withdraws and goes to Dusk Noir. I'm not too sure what he wanted to do with it. I guess he wanted to burn me so that explosion will be weak, but I'm not too concerned on explosion really. So I want to set up my spikes, and burn missed. I got lucky, so I may as well withdraw now while I can. I go to this guy so that I can sink the burn over because I hate Dusk Noir. Or, I mean, I love him, but I hate fighting against him, so it'll be great that if I can get him burned, he won't be nearly as much of a threat, and he'll slowly be whittled down. So, he brings in a Lucario, and I knew I should have wished, but I didn't. I love Umbreon, but I've never had a chance to actually set up with him. Something wrong always happens. And I was tempted to keep him in here with the curse, but I looked at my team, and I was like, there's really nobody I'd need to pass a curse to, so I just switched out to save him. I went back to this guy, and he gets hit with a close combat, and that didn't really feel all that great. But it felt good enough that I'll stay in for a little bit more. I want to finish up setting up the Stealth Rock. I'd like to explode, but I'm afraid of Dusk Noir coming back in and trying to burn me, so I set up a Stealth Rock, and he Swords Dance. So now close combat will probably KO me, and thank God he didn't use close combat, so I'm able to explode. And it worked out well. Even though it's not very effective, he had the stat lowering from the first close combat, so his sash activates. Bring in this guy. I know he packs extreme speed, so I have to use Fake Out. Plus, with Stealth Rock up, he wouldn't switch out anyway, so I used Fake Out to get rid of him, as that was my only priority move on this team. It's funny that even though it's roulette battle, 5 of the 6 guys that he randomly picked for me happen to be dudes I got from him in the first place. So, I think 3 or 4 of them are all on my toxic stall anyway. It's too bad. Anyway, he brings out this guy, and I'm kind of predicting the Will-O-Wisp, but since it is his Pokemon, he knows I carry Taunt on it, so he'll probably do some sort of attack move, but I'm going to go for it anyway, go to a Fire guy, and unfortunately I get hit with a T-Bolt. He's probably expecting that this is a Mix-Ape or a special or something, so he switches out, which is good because I had no intention of staying in, and I U-turn. I get lucky that a Psychic type comes in, and that allows me not only to deal some damage to it, but I got to see what he switched to, so that was awesome for me. That was definitely a key play. Damn it, I forgot my key play thing again. Anyway, I go to this guy, as it's the only one that has a chance of killing him with Crunch. Unfortunately, he's fully aware I'm going to Crunch, but I still have to go for it. So, Scarm comes in, and that's not very good for me, but I get to deal with that Mispirit another time. Thinking on what I can do to Scarm with this random-ass team, I go to a Special Sweeper. I think it's the only one I have left on this team right now. He Whirlwinds away, no big deal, as there's no spikes or anything up yet. Though I do take a little bit of burn damage here, it's not too big of a deal. I could Curse up, except the fact that he'd whatever me away. So that's actually a good thing I didn't. And I bring this guy back so I can deal some sort of damage to him. It's pretty obvious a Flamethrower is coming, and for that reason I'm thinking on Draco Meteoring, but I don't want to get screwed over just in case he switches. So I went with Hydro Pump because it's a little bit stronger than Flamethrower, especially at neutral damage, and I get lucky he does switch. Plus, Hydro Pump would have 2-hit KO'd anyway if he did stay in, so that works out for me. I'd like to switch just because I'm afraid of Hydro Pump missing. I used to run it on my Starmie, and it missed way too often. But fortunately for me, it hits both times, and I get rid of that Dusk Noir. Big sigh of relief there. That was probably another key play, actually. It brings in a Breloom, which makes me pissed off I didn't use Flamethrower now, because that could have probably 2-hit KO'd Dusk Noir anyway. So now I'm pissed off. I don't know what the hell to do about this guy. And I want to avoid the Spore, so I go to Tezande, Chocolate Rain, and I get hit with the Seed Bomb instead. So he was pretty much death fodder really anyway. I mean, I guess it would have set up a sub or something. I'm surprised he didn't set up sub, but he didn't, so whatever. I got rid of him, and now there's no sub up on Breloom, so that worked out actually as best as I possibly could have hoped. So I bring in Ambipom, and I'm a little tempted to taunt, but I'm not going to. I go for the double hit immediately, excuse me, and turns out he's got a leadoff Breloom. He uses a totally different move set, and it's meant for leading off, and it stroked my Ambipom. So now I'm a little pissed. There's not a whole lot of things I can do. Could bring in Salamence or Ape. I bring in Ape. I don't remember why I chose Ape, but I do know that I had a sweet strat with it. I predicted the Protect, and I used U-turn so that he would think I have plans of going elsewhere and maybe stay in thinking he can survive. I switched to the Flare Blitz just in case he goes to Scarm or something like that, and it ends up faking him out and blowing up the Breloom. That was definitely the most important key play for sure. Ape doesn't have a whole lot of use left, so I just kamikaze it with some Flare Blitz to get that Wheezing out of here and finish off with the T-Bolt on his part. So I think I've got this guy left, which is good. It'll kill the Wheezing and the Scarm. I forget what his last Pokemon is, though. But aside from that, I don't really have any options. So as of right now, numbers-wise, I'm losing. But fortunately, I have the advantage of types that I've got going on for me. So the Mispirit gets down really low, and Flamethrower will finish off the rest of his remaining pokes as their weak or weak 2 Flamethrower. So it was a hell of a fun match. This roulette thing's kind of sweet, and I'll probably do some more of these later. Had a lot of fun with it. Thanks for watching. Peace.